Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be playing some more standard, kind of some off-meta decks, kind of some brews. So this is a deck I saw off an MTGO dump that I tweaked a bit. It is a Gruul, mainly green, splash of red food list, so it's playing around the food mechanic. Effectively what you're trying to do is get value out of Feasting Troll King. So it's kind of a ramp deck, kind of all over the place. Thought it was kind of cool, so I wanted to try it out. So you have a lot of early ramp in the form of Grazer, Gilded Goose, Wolfwillow Haven. All these can ramp you ahead. You have the Gilded Goose plus Trail of Crumbs card advantage. Brontodon main board removal. Then you have some Wicked Wolves as some more fight effects. A couple Nissas. Cavalier fills your bin, ramps you ahead. You have Troll King, which can come back from the graveyard if you sack 3 food tokens, Vigilance Trample. Nylea, you can feed a bunch of mana into it to draw cards or put cards into your graveyard. Great Henge draws you cards and ramps. And then Klothys is the only main board red card, actually. Just kind of reoccurring damage. You're filling your graveyard, so it's ways to deal damage that way. The red's more for sideboard options. You got Redcap Melee versus the aggro matchups. Lava Coil the same, a couple Return to Natures. All our things are big, so you have Flame Sweeps. It doesn't really hit majority of our board, really just the geese. Then you have another Brontodon, Domri for like counter spells and just against control or kind of mid-rangey matchups, pretty good. Some Ceratops and then a Vivien to kind of force through some damage. So we'll give it a shot. We played Simit. This deck wasn't that good. Delete that one out. So we'll play this, see how it goes. Play some Gruul food. Hopefully everyone's doing well in this quarantine, wherever you're at. So as this match gets started, as always, if you do enjoy the content, want to show your support, simple like on the video on YouTube or a comment. Or alternatively, if you want to catch live, if you follow on Twitch, all are free and easy ways to help support the channel. Don't think this does enough. This hand's better. I think we put away the second goose. Prioritize the land into play. That's actually very good, because now next turn I can... So it worked out worse because we drew the land instead of going goose. They have a burn spell. Untap land. Untap land. So this is a good Flame Sweep matchup. Not the worst. It's a blocker that at least prevents some. Untap land, I could Wicked Wolf with the food token. Okay, so they have Annex. Perfect. So full control, you're holding that, so you can have it come in, fight Annex, and then also sack the food. So we can get out of full control now. So we're not in a bad spot. Obviously, if we can draw another land, we can Nissa, and that starts putting some serious pressure. Perfect. The nice thing too is we can hold this up if they have Ember Cleave. Cool. Taking game 1 against Mono Red's really nice, because now I can bring in these Redcap Melees, the Lava Coils, and the Flame Sweeps. Probably another Brontodon as well. Coming out in this matchup, I don't think we want the Trail of Crumbs. It's a bit too slow. Nylea doesn't do much. Klothys is actually pretty good. Maybe just 2 though. don't want that many. And then I think I would prefer... Actually, because we're getting rid of the food, let's get rid of Gilded Goose. Because that also dies to our board state. Do I want anything else? Domri's interesting because we can use the fight, but we don't really have many things to fight with. So I think we just run it like this. See how this goes. Having access now to 3 sweepers and then 4 other removal spells definitely helps in this matchup. In the looks of it, like game 1, they didn't really see much, like outside of like a ramp deck splashing red. I'm gonna keep this hand. So I can play Goose on 1 just as a blocker. That does also, if they go double 1-drop, let me play out Flame Sweep on 2. This is instant speed, right? So if they cast Annex next turn, I can actually instant speed with their board. So it's a bit slower without that, but that way they don't get tokens. Let's just Flame Sweep here, because this also fizzles the Bone Crusher. Oh, this is flying. Oh, I forgot. Flame Sweep doesn't hit it. Okay, that got a lot better. I'm gonna just drop... you know what? I'm gonna Wolfwillow Haven here. Play this tapped. Arena's been really glitchy. It's because if we draw another land next turn, I can Cavalier. And if they just drop a bunch... Okay, so they have Robber. Oh, shit. Do I want to... I think we just do this. Can hold up for Embercleave. I don't want them to cast Nissa. Okay, cool. So here I can Cavalier. That also lets me have this up in case they have Embercleave. I can sack it in response. They have Scorch Spitter. So let's tap you and you, make it seem like we have some red stuff up. I just want to hold it up for Embercleave because that's the card I'm worried about right now. We can start dealing with their life total and offsetting the life gain with Klothys. Gain control of target creature for as long as the Cronin War remains on the battlefield. So that's fine. So when they attack in, I'm going to use this Brontodon to sack to blow this up to get my Cavalier back. Let's just be mana efficient. So let's get rid of Steamkin. Deals 2, I gain 2. Looking for action here. Same idea, we have a way around Embercleave, we can wipe their board if need be. That's fine. I can deal with all these tokens. That's great. So we want like a Troll King, something with trample. Really just something to break the parity here. I can sweep up the little stuff, but I want like a Lava Coil for this. Sick. You ain't so hot, kid. Rank up there. Not bad. So Arena's been like super glitchy today. So I'm just going to reset. Our lands were already coming into play kind of haphazardly. Just restart the client, give it a sec to breathe. So not too shabby. Took that one down with the Gruul food. Klothys actually probably saved us in that one, along with Cavalier. Run it back. So it didn't get to do any Troll King things, but just a good hearty bit of big fat green creatures. Took that down. Keep this one. We have some early ramp. Castle Garenbrig, you know, I'm going to keep it only because it gets me closer to this Cavalier. This looks like white aggro, maybe blue-white flyers, or the life gain deck. So next turn I could Klothys. Pridemate's going to be a bit of an issue. So I can Cavalier next turn. This is standard. That is a curve and a half. So we might end up being a little too slow here. We will get to go Troll King into Troll King, which is also pretty sweet. And then we have another Cavalier in the yard. We can start exiling. So exile the Trail of Crumbs. Okay, so they had the Banishing Light. Not the best. These are going to start getting quite large. So just want to gain some life here. Try to find our big boys. Actually, that animating Klothys is really nice. You do not have haste. I thought you had haste. I'm going to keep Klothys back just to block. Ah, shit. That turns that off. 11, 13. Boo! So we were able to take down the mono red deck. We weren't able to take the mono white. So Lava Coils, yes. Probably bring in the Brontodon. This is probably... So the thing is, Flame Sweep... Like, their stuff's probably going to get big enough that I don't necessarily want Flame Sweep. I'm going to get rid of the Trail of Crumbs. Maybe keep 2. Nylea is too slow in this matchup. Grazer's a good blocker. We have ways to blow up their... We're also not getting as much in the graveyard, so maybe Klothys comes out in this one. Just deciding if we want... You know what, let's bring in a Flame Sweep just as a catch-up card. I may want... The thing is, like, we don't consistently have... That's actually sweet. So use this to scry into more lands. Don't want a 6-drop. You know what? It's not quite a land, but it's close enough. We'll take it. So I could have done that, make it seem like we had something, but... So this will get big enough now. We were hoping for a land. Hushbringer is relevant. Because now it turns off all these from ramping us. So a lot of the value of Cavalier is going away here. So a nice sideboard option by the opponent. That's a problem. So we're probably gonna start attacking. Ooh, Wicked Wolf. Oh no. When it enters the battlefield, it doesn't fight. So these get bigger now. I think we just go another Cavalier here. I need Lava Coil. Flame Sweep probably is too slow at this point. Needs 35 to exile our board. We are definitely taking this. You can gain that life. So it's actually not bad because I can do this. Go to full control. Fight you. So it takes one off the battlefield at least. No attacks here. Just gonna try to get... because if I could get this down, it'll help for the following turns. They can just keep making a token each turn, which would help them. And then that'd gain them enough life. So I think we need to try to force some damage in. So a couple options here. I think what we do... I can blow this up. So they make a token. So I think we play this out. And then I think I blow this up on their... when they go to activate the castle. This being an enchantment creature can be blown up. We do need to try to get this stupid thing off the battlefield. It's not quite gonna do it. So they make another token, see how they block here. You can only activate this during your turn. Because they're going to be able to do... Surprised they didn't gain the extra life there. So let's bring Brontodon back to hand. Actually, I don't think I want it. It's not going to do enough right now. So they can pump up one more here. Actually, I should have played this out. So I could have attacked in. Problem is, we don't have a way to deal with these at this point. Yeah, it was a misplay not playing this out. Yeah, I think we lost this one. Maybe we want Fry, but Fry seems kind of... like, Fry's not going to help us in this case here. Why didn't you give us a chance to respond? letting me... Only during your turn. I need to read these cards better. Alright, well, we lost that one there. Not having hard answers to Pridemate hurts. So not much we can do there. Fire it up for one more. We got a chump locked for quite a while, and like we were doing a decent job, but ultimately that Hushbringer ended up doing us in. We would have seen 8 more cards, a couple more lands off the top. Play first, keep this hand. So we go Trail into Fabled Passage. So this is probably the Sultai ramp deck. So I fetched here because now since we didn't draw land, I could pay the 1. Alright, well, Klothys will have to do. Not getting a land there hurts. There's 29 lands in this deck too, which is kind of obscene that we didn't hit. They could untap and play something like Vraska now. Atris, Uro, yeah. Just get this. Pressures their graveyard. This is an Uro deck, so seems reasonable to play this. They're also not going to really be able to get something like this off the battlefield. Crisis for 3. If we get an untapped land, my Wicked Wolf can fight this. So, play it out like this. Doing this on the basic just in case they have a way to blow up lands in the main board. Probably take the 3 this turn. See if they want to hit with Vraska. Actually, I can go to my graveyard next turn. To guarantee the land. Or, you know, just they get casualties. No blocks here. So this is going to threaten us with the ultimate. Literally half our deck is lands right now. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Like, we're not out of this, but I do need... Okay, so we want to hit a land this turn. At this point, I just want to keep these. Not the land I want, so hit them with that. Klothys is keeping us in this, at least in the interim. Temple of Abandon's a nice one. So next turn, I can use Klothys, exile their land. Okay, they're going to make that bigger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do not have reach. So turn too late. Mind you, they would have just destroyed it in response. Oh, and this just ultimates next turn? Yeah, we're dead. Well, can't really fault the deck there. Like, we just didn't draw lands when it comes down to it. So this is a Ceratops matchup. Lava Coils, probably not. They're going to bring in Noxious Grasp versus us. So Lava Coil can't really deal with... We really don't have much in this matchup. Probably just Vivien. I don't even think we want Vivien. I don't think they bring in counters versus us. So these Trail of Crumbs have not been that good, to be completely honest. I think we just cut that. Just go down the trail. Like, we're not creating enough food to get this really to be useful. I'm just going to cut them all. Bring... To be honest, I don't even think Brontodon's that good, so bring this in. I guess we keep a couple trails. Like, this deck usually... Like, we're not going to hit a Krasis that often with Lava Coil. And if we telegraph it by attacking in... Okay, well, we're on the ramp line. Play out another goose. So I can Cavalier next turn. Just pick food. Doesn't matter. Hit a red source. Sure. I would love if you gave me another Cavalier activation. Let's go get another red source. I only have one red source. Alright, so they're tempoing us a bit. See what they come with here. Atris. See if they opt for the non-casualties. Nope, they take casualties. Let's get the scry on. Took a good chunk of lands off the top. Enter the God Eternals. It's actually not bad, because I can get this back. They can ETG me. So I think what we do is just get the value here, take this out. And then attack in. Okay, they concede. You had casualties. You had a decent job of recovering. So let's get rid of the Trail of Crumbs. Let's get rid of Domri. Or let's just bring in a couple Lava Coils, now that we saw that they brought in those other spells. Cut one Grazer. Play that out. Because we get back Troll King. I'm surprised they conceded that early. They still had a good position, I think. Alright. Well, I can Klothys on 2. So I'm going to do this now because they don't have Aether Gust up. Okay, the Uro. I can exile the Uro from their graveyard now, which is great. Thank you. I will take your Uro. Play a second Goose, and then just make a food token. So they have to kill both my geese here to get value. Or to get me off of this Cavalier. Okay, they go Nissa. That's probably Aether Gust. So if this is a big crisis, then we're in trouble. So I'm going to do this. Get out a red source. Does turn Klothys on if it resolves. I'm guessing they have Aether Gust here. Alright. Swing and try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it turns Klothys on. Better than Crisis, so we'll take it. And they cast Uro, which we will immediately exile. Can they cast it? They can't. They're still one short. Klothys has been really good. No blocks here. If this is an Aether Gust, then I'm going to be really cheesed. So I want to keep the food around here. Okay, it resolves. Some good cards in the graveyard. Okay. So we're probably going to have to block this turn. At least one. Life total is getting a bit low here. Just get rid of the Aether Gust. Because these are going to start getting indestructible as well, which is problematic. Don't think we need a second red source, so let's maybe get just an untapped land, because this lets me goose, block, and then make another food token. Actually, opponent's reading Troll King. Here's my king. No attacks here. We have enough devotion that we're probably okay. Because even something like casualties won't do it here. To be honest, if they bounce something, you're better off bouncing the Klothys. Okay, so they got an emblem. Interesting is they didn't tap mana before. They might have another Nissa, but even at that, you still usually tap the mana. Let's get rid of Nissa. So here I can just keep draining them. And then making food tokens each turn. There's no point of attacking because these are indestructible. They can triple block on one of my Troll Kings. So we'll just keep putting in chip damage here. You know what? I might, we'll see. I kind of want this Cavalier to die. So I can get back probably Nylea just to start getting some more value out of the graveyard. So, not sure what the opponent's plan was there. Just thin out the deck. You know, I'm going to hold this back just in case, because they can draw into Krasis, and that would be a problem. I don't want this to die unnecessarily. So of note, we're gonna have to start targeting our own graveyard. Okay, so they do have Crisis. Which is quite large. We can gain quite a bit of life, so even if they attack in with Crisis, I can go get my other Cavalier, which gives me another turn of blocking. That's sick. Just get rid of Grazer. So, I think we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. It's probably equally as likely that they drew a removal spell as they did like a discard spell. They Growth Spiral here. There are 27 cards in library. We're at 32. Okay, so Nissa's a bit scary here. Again, these are indestructible based off the previous emblem. So they casualties here, so let's float the mana. Activate. Float the mana. Activate. So we're going to get back a Troll King. I'm actually going to probably put the Great Henge on top. Because the Great Henge will come in pretty cheap and then lets me get Troll King back. And then it draws me a card. Probably going to eat a couple food this turn as well. Just insulate my life total. That was well played, because now that takes it off the battlefield. So I need a couple of these still, but just play it like that. I could block Crisis at least. Falling a bit far behind here. That big Crisis is going to be a mirror breaker. Just use this as a blocker. Can soak up some damage. I don't know if we can run him out of lands. but this like 2 damage a turn isn't really doing wonders. It's the fact that these are indestructible. If we had a turn to get the Nissa off the battlefield, let's just make a food here. Klothys has kept us in longer than she should have. I've been really impressed with her. We're just gonna get grinded out here. That's also not gonna do it. Nah, no one's tough. The deck felt better against like small aggro than it did particularly like the mid-range decks. It's very difficult to fight when you don't have like true removal. When they're coming in with casualties and we're coming in with kind of like a more nonsensy. It also lacked card advantage. I don't think Nylea is necessarily where you want to be. Where like the other food lists, they're more consistent with generating food with the oven combo. But it's an interesting take. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy and catch you next time.